to you, and I know that about seven of the other signs have gotten theirs like a week in advance. So I apologize. I am traveling, so I don't have my normal, setup in my room. Once again, I hope this formatting. This is going to be the first card and ending with the last card. Okay, so I do have the Hermit in the upright position. So this usually indicates, basically, looking back, I do feel for this card. I'm doing this reading in your life, okay, and I do feel it is a major arcana card, so it's pretty important. So this is a month of introspection. There is a sense of isolation as well, but I don't feel that it's imposed by your environment. It's more of a self-imposed isolation so that you can take care of things, so that you are moving forward with a little bit more of with a better sense of direction and a better sense of who you are versus, like who the other person wants you to be. A lot of you might be involved with an air sign. An air sign is yeah. So in a relationship situation as well, I do feel a lot of you might be involved with an air sign, a Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra. And I do feel that person, something is drawing you back to be with this person, this air sign. And I can assure you, things are not ending well. I do feel that the air sign has moved on without you. Okay, so keep that in mind. I do feel that whatever connection that you once had, and it seems to me like it was a very soulmate type of karmic connection with this person, but they're showing up in the reverse position, which indicates to me it's like they will take it or leave it. At the same time, these two cards are coming out right next to each other, which indicates to me a lot of healing has already taken place on their part. So they're basically moving on without you. You're looking back, but they're moving forward, okay? And they're moving in a different direction than you would look back at. And I do sense that this relationship itself, there might be a third party involved as well, with Three of Pentacles underneath, the Hermit. So there might be like a struggle between an air sign and an earth sign. So that's something I'm sensing, mainly because of the Pentacles and the Hermit energy. So you might have been like involved with an air sign and also an earth sign. Earth signs are Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and you didn't know which way to go. Okay, you didn't know who to steer, who to carry forward in your life. And honestly, based on the energy for last month, I feel that a lot of you were very, very busy. So love wasn't, love is all nice, but it wasn't really like on the front burner for you. So now this is a month in which work is starting to die down. There's still a continuation of work, but it's not as strenuous. So you're having a lot more time now to solidify things on the relationship front. And you're trying to figure out, is it earth or air that I want to go with? But I do feel that you're losing ground with this air sign because they're moving forward without you. Okay? Yeah, there's definitely an earth sign. So, well, let me just get the rest of the cards. So I believe it was and I do feel that on the work situation, this earth sign is very, very stable, and at least they are matching you in whatever it is that you're giving. But I do feel that this air sign is not going to work out the way that you want, or it's going to require more of a concentrated effort on your part in order to get them to come around, because you're quickly losing traction, you're quickly losing ground, and the relationship itself, if you've been neglectful of the other person, it's going to be require like it's going to require a grand gesture. This is the card that indicates to me, like imbalance in relationship, and in order to make it right, you are going to have to like pay out a grand gesture. It doesn't have to be in money, but I do feel it's going to take like a concerted effort, something that is very direct, that is very deliberate on your end in order to steer this situation around, okay? I do feel that if you're dealing with an air sign, this also indicates to me a lot of opportunities in terms of love and life popping up for the other person. So you might want to be aware of that, okay? If you are thinking about the earth sign, if you are thinking about rekindling things, or even, like scrapping the air sign, getting back together with the earth sign, I do feel as business partners is not looking too lucrative. They might want to offer you something. They might make a proposal to you. However, there is like in the future, I do feel there is some instability in the financial situation or in the innate give and take in this relationship as well. So this is where the imbalance is coming through. Um, Things with the air sign doesn't really keep track of imbalances, but the earth sign does because it's the nature of the earth sign. A lot of you might be steering more towards the earth sign, but I do feel that the outcome here is not going to be entirely to your favor. And I do feel like the energy is it's repeating the same energy as last month. You're deciding between two people. There is some financial worries, or not financial worries, but you're trying to get something in order. You're trying to reap the benefits, or at least like reach a culmination of a financial payout. And I do feel relying on another person in general is not something that you can do. I do feel a lot of you as well are coming through seeking advice from other people, especially counsel, especially like experts in their field about legality issues, contracts, possibly a lawyer, possibly defending yourself against a very cutthroat lawyer from the other team. And you're getting like, you're taking that first step, and they're telling you, they're drawing up the contracts, and they're like, this is how much, it costs to hire us or hire counsel. And you're just like, I don't really have the financial backing in order to do that. However, the money is coming through from an external source outside of yourself. So you're also like, if it's a financial situation or like a legal issue that you're trying to get off the ground, if you're looking for loans and things like that, the loans are not going to come in like one fell swoop. It is going to require hitting up multiple loan advisors, multiple experts, multiple sources in order for you to get all the financial backing that you need. And in the process, I do feel a lot of you are going to be quite busy this month as well. But I do sense that the people that are there is almost like the people around you, okay, they're a little bit critical of what it is that you're doing. So if you're looking for loans like through relatives and things like that, it's going to be more beneficial if you're approaching like multiple investors rather than just one person, because I don't feel that, one swells one fell swoop is not going to happen. Multiple sources is most likely where you're going to get all the necessary funding that you need, okay? And going back to this situation, let's just see. I just want to iterate that, okay, so this is just a message I'm getting through. If it applies to Scorpios out there, whoever is watching, just, take it. If not, leave it, okay? I do feel in general that a lot of you are very, very cautious about people and their intentions, okay? Especially when it comes to money. You are very generous with people that you love, and when someone has earned your trust, you are very, very generous with money. But like from the very beginning, it's really, really important that like you want to know people's intentions when it comes to money for some reason. And what I mean by that is, for example, you want to know if your partner is with you because you have money, or if they're with you because they really care about you, is what I'm sensing. Because I do feel that a lot of you might have been used before, where, somebody that you were romantically involved with in the past might have like taken advantage of you, is what I sense. Like, so, obviously this is not going to apply to everyone, but take it or leave it. But this message is something that came through. And I don't feel it's purely on a romantic front. I do feel it's family, friendships, and, just people taking advantage of you. And you give a lot, and especially when it comes to family members, you go above and beyond to do, to fulfill your duties to family members. But I do sense that because of it, you were taken advantage of in the past. You kind of closed yourself off, and you kind of pretty much would make somebody kind of like jump through hoops before you would invest in them. And when it comes to finances, for some reason, I do feel it is a touchy topic for a lot of you. So you're trying to be very cautious about letting your current love interest, current relationship partner know how much in assets you have, how much you're worth. Okay, so there's a sense of like concealing how much you're worth, concealing how much money you have, concealing how much money you make until they prove themselves, and then you're going to like invest in them 100%. So love and money are like intertwined in the way that you function, in the way that you approach relationships. And for cancers it's the same way, and I'm getting this for cancers and for Scorpios. Not so much with Pisces. Pisces will basically give you, you know, the shirt off their back. But I'm sensing this is coming through for a lot of you. And you might be putting somebody that you have high hopes for, who has, like, you know, what it takes to be relationship material. You're putting them through the ringer. At least you're going to be um, asking them very, very important questions just to see if they really care about you for you, or if they care about you for other things, such as, you know, your financial wealth, your resources. So that's not a bad energy to get in general, but I do feel that if you're dealing with an air sign and an earth sign, air signs don't really care about money. Just putting it out there, okay? Air signs don't really care about money. So Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, I do feel that you're on the right track. They don't really care. Most of them are very independent. Most of them know how to make money because they have a very, very quick mind. With the earth sign, I do feel that you want to be a little bit careful. So if you're exclusively, or if you're even, you know, transitioning from an air sign to an earth sign or back to an earth sign, I do feel based on their past history, you know where you stand with them. So there's really no need to second guess your instincts, and just proceed as if they haven't changed, okay? At the same time, I just want you to advise you. I do sense that there is an earth sign that has like a hidden agenda. Okay. It's almost like they're riding your coattails, you know, towards a dream of their own, but they don't have the financial backing to do that. So they're kind of like latching onto you, and I do feel like they're in the upright position. So I don't sense that there's deception or anything like that. But it seems to me like you're doing a lot of the work and they're reaping a lot of the rewards. So, you know, think about fairness. Okay, think about fairness, think about give and take, think about how much it is you realistically have to give and how much that they're demanding of you. And it seems to me like it's just not financial resources, it's mainly expertise, guidance. They haven't done the work themselves, so they're looking to you for, you know, like as a voice of authority because they're too lazy about doing the research. Okay, so if people in general are approaching you like this, um, I do feel that a lot of you are very, very kind, so you are going to help people out. You're going to give them, you know, like guidance in the right direction. So just make sure your time is invested in the right people and your time is invested wisely, okay? And be wary about people just trying to ride your coattails. And I feel that, you know, by this time you know who those people are. So cut your losses, okay? So I do sense like this is happening every month for Scorpio. Um, take care of yourself. Surround yourself by better people, by good people, okay? Not in the spirit of selfishness or anything, but I do sense it's a better vibrational energy for you. It's a better like aura for you. If you surround yourself with more positive people who have their own sense of like direction, where you know you don't have to bail them out constantly, or you don't have to like play teacher or mother or caretaker to them, because everyone should ideally be able to take care of themselves. And it seems like a lot of you might be in draining relationships in general, okay, or threesome types of relationship in which there's like, you know, very little discussion about how serious things are, about, you know, future planning, about longevity. So if you're in that situation, I do sense that a lot of you, that might have been like a cycle for you, like a pattern for you. So at this point, you don't really know how to be in a monogamous type of relationship anymore. And you're trying to juggle two things, two very, very different energies, And it's basically like, do you want a more stable relationship, or do you want something that is or do you want something that's more like open-ended? So this is an energy that's coming through in terms of the relationship aspect, okay? I do feel that more than anything, whoever it is that you're getting yourself involved with, think about give and take. That's just what I use in general to measure, the how healthy a relationship is. Are things balanced on every front? This isn't just a finance card. This is mainly about like emotional balance within the relationship. Is the other person constantly, in the dumps and you have to like draw them out, or are they constantly getting themselves in weird situations and you have to bail them out? Are you like getting called in the middle of the night because, they want to come see you, but then whenever you want to see them, they're no longer to nowhere to be found. And like, are they there during the important, events, milestones, holidays to celebrate with you? Have they been there for you to bail you out when you've been stuck? Okay, think about the give and take in the relationship. Think about how much it is that you're giving out as well. Are you giving enough, like as much as your partner? So really think about give and take. And I do feel that for a lot of signs too, it's weird. Especially last month, I do feel that blue moon did a number on you. And in general, it's a very like revealing blue moon. Full moon brings a lot of like emotions to the surface. Emotions that we might have like swept under the rug. And the full moon is basically a period of illumination. It brings these issues out into the open so that we can address them, okay? So I do feel that a lot of you though are not addressing it with your relationship partners. You're trying to go through this process by yourself and you're involved with another person, which doesn't really make sense. So the advice here is, rather than being, alone and going through this process and figuring out what you want to do, I do sense that a discussion is going to be required, okay? Working in an environment where other people can give you input, where you can hear other people's point of view, is going to be required in order for you to at least understand where the other person's coming from. And then you can have like well, first of all, a good sounding board, but also a good brainstorming sessions as to what you want to do. A lot of you too might be branching out and trying to look into investment opportunities where the money basically grows itself. I do feel that it's looking very, very fruitful with this card, okay? It's looking fruitful. However, the only thing is it's on top of the Nine of Swords, which is some indicates to me that there's going to be a lot of nighttime activity work related to investment. Which is not a bad thing, but I do feel that it is going to require you like getting up at really odd hours to check on the stock market, to check on, tickets and things like that past midnight. So it seems to me like there's an element of a lot of information flooding you very, very fast. And you have like a second to make up your mind. Like when you're dealing with that fast of an energy coming through, a lot of information coming through, and you have to make really, really swift, quick decisions on your feet. It might be a little bit like emotionally destabilizing for you as a water sign. But I do feel a lot of financial success is coming through as well, okay? Um, Let me see if there's anything else I'm picking up here. I do sense that if you are planning to start a project, like a business, for a lot of you, if you are thinking about starting a business, if you are thinking about any type of a dispensing type of business, because ultimately he's dispensing something and then the money is growing in the background and there's a scale here, which indicates, balance, but also measuring, being very, very meticulous about um, like weighing things very, very correctly, okay, so that you don't get the short end of the stick. So there is a sense of like minute details. We have the Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So it's sort of like an exchange in goods. A lot of you are like into selling, buying, and things like that. And there's that element of something where a small amount is worth a lot of money. Okay, so like it could be diamonds, for example. You might encounter like very, very high quality diamonds, for example, if you're like selling minerals, like precious gems and minerals and things like that, where you might have something and it's up for auction, and the bidders are not giving you the price that it's worth, but the things that you have is of such high value that you can't really come down on the price. And because of it, people can't really afford it. Okay, so there's that element of trying to juggle, what it is that you feel something is inherently worth versus what it is that other people can afford. It's just not practical to sell something that people can't afford because you're not going to get a lot of buyers. So that's something you want to think about, okay? We all want value added when it comes to products. But think about the demographic group that you're trying to sell to. Think about the environment affecting the demographic group. For example, are they college students? Are they businessmen? Are they CEOs that you're trying to pitch this to? So think about that. And I do feel that, the hermit, sometimes I do feel it's sort of like market research. So there is some background research that you have to do in order to make a preliminary excursion into this demographic group or into this market involving this demographic group. So either way, some research, preliminary research is going to be required of you. And I sense that for last month too, and I sense that somebody was going to help you work behind the scenes to do the market research. For this month, there is somebody who has ideas and they want to basically forego the whole research process, and they're trying to kind of push this along, but they don't have the financial backing. They're trying to get you to fund things off up front. So that's a little bit problematic, okay? But either way, Scorpios, I do hope that take care of yourself this month, and whatever information came through on the 30th and the 31st stalling are coming along very, very nicely. So it is really important for you. Things that don't work, please leave them behind for good, okay? Because the Saturn transit retrograde, especially in your sign, that was like the deal breaker. If it hasn't worked, just leave it alone and just move forward, okay? I don't sense stuck energy at all for this month, so things are gaining traction. But I do feel that you're still like mentally looking back at the past and figuring out things about it, which doesn't really make sense at this point because the person is gone and you've healed, they've healed. Just let it go. Just let it go. Um, Keep yourself busy because I do feel this is a card of idleness as well. She has money growing for her, but and because of it, she has a lot of leisure activities. So she might be like thinking about things that are not really grounded on reality. It's also a card of success as well, financial success. So on the financial front, you don't have to worry, but I do feel that unstuck yourself from this past and just move on, okay? Just move on with your life. Think of it as like you're playing a video game and you die and you push the reset button and you move on. Just move on from it, okay? There's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of on the financial front, on the work front as well. And you're working under the scrutiny of somebody else. Like somebody else is watching over you. A lot of you might start a new training program, a new work situation as well. Keep yourself emotionally and mentally present and then move on with your life, okay? So it's a really, really productive energy for you. I wish you the very best for this month. If you would like a private reading, please contact me at temperatestar@gmail.com. And my website can be found below in the information box if you press on the arrow to expand it. I wish you the best. Take care of yourself, and I will see you possibly for the mid-month reading. Thanks for watching.